hanging out with Shotgun Tom.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, you guys, I got to tell you, more than 50 years, a half a century at least, the greatest radio stations of all time in San Diego. And it was created not too far from where we're sitting right now. And one of the legends behind the microphone at this remarkable radio station is Shotgun Tom Kelly. Shotgun, you were at KCBQ how many years?
Well, I was there basically in the 70s, probably about 6 years, doing the afternoon drive show there. And it was a magical place. It was AM radio at that time. And of course, AM radio was really big. And KCBQ was like one of the #1 stations in town. In fact, it was the #1 station. And I was very fortunate to work for a program director by the name of Buzz Bennett, and Rich Brother Robin was there. And the Magic Christian was one of the jocks, the Chucker, Chuck Browning, and Bobby Ocean. Everybody remembers Bobby Ocean. It was a great staff. We had great fun and great big numbers, and a lot of people loved it. A lot of great contests, too.
It started at a time when guys in the business were really making a huge name for themselves, like Wolfman Jack, and you remember him, actually.
Oh, Wolfman was a very dear friend of mine. As a matter of fact, later on down in there. And when Wolfman would ever come to town, he'd always come over and he'd do a show with me. As a matter of fact, before he died, he did one of his last shows with me at KCBQ.
Talk about these guys. You see Bob Dilly, our cameraman, showing those pictures there. A lot of guys from the 70s. They look like they're right from the 70s. This was a remarkable radio station, KCBQ.
It was, and that is the staff in the 70s. The long hair there, that's Buzz Bennett. You got Lenny Mitchell down at the bottom. The Chucker has got the little hat on with a cross. Of course, my hat, that's where the hat began for me. Dave Conley behind me. We got Harry Scarborough, he was our morning man. And then over with I believe that's a cigarette in his mouth, which it is. Or maybe a pencil, I don't know. That's Rich Brother Robin. And then up on top, that is Bat Johnson.
Well, it was the 70s.
Yeah, it was the 70s.
This is, you've kept this is your garage. We won't tell people where it is, but what I want to do say is that this place is more museum than it is garage.
Well, KCBQ was, when I grew up in San Diego, I'm from San Diego, and I grew up here and going down to 7th and Ash, and that's where the studios used to be, and they always broadcast from Santee where the transmitter is, but the studios in the 60s were downtown from about, 1960 to about 1958.
Well, we'll have to continue that in a little bit, having a little technical difficulties.
Very interesting history lesson, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, still ahead on Good Morning San Diego, we'll have more from the Restore Honor Rally in Washington, D.C. And T hanging out with Shotgun Tom.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dave.
And Dave, we've got questions for you.
Yeah. First of all, we want to know, how did he come up with the name Shotgun Tom? Where did that come from?
And second of all, where did the hat come from?
I can't really tell you anything or even begin to speak unless I get a cue from the man, just like we do in the old days of broadcasting.
Oh, you guys are playing radio. Okay.
Thank you very much. Now, good morning, you guys. We are live right here. And I would say KCBQ, we're live on KUSI, but there is a connection, an amazing connection between the two. We're going to share it with you in just a moment. We are live from a garage, but this is no mere garage. It's more like a monument in itself, a museum where it pays homage to one of the great radio stations of all time, one that began more than a half century ago, with names like Jack Vincent, a man who remarkably looks almost exactly like Clark Gable. By the way, what you're looking at in here is the home of Shotgun Tom, and who has kept an incredible record, a photographic record, and a record that is inside his head like nobody else. And we're going to share it with you in just a moment. You guys, let me come outside here and just give you a little weather forecast, and then Shotgun and I are going to start chatting a little bit, and it's going to be amazing. Now take a look up there. There's a marine layer. It's just above. We are live, and I will tell you this. I won't reveal the location of Shotgun's home, But I will tell you it's out in East County. That's about as good as it gets. Where, by the way, not too far from the original home of KCBQ. And we'll tell you what's going on with that today. All right. Lindbergh Field looking pretty good right now. Still a cool 62 degrees. The marine layer definitely with us. Change the picture, show you what's going on. It's going to be cool again right through the weekend, but that won't last too long. But at least for now, temperatures only in the mid-70s in the inland valleys, upper 60s along the coast. The marine layer definitely with us. Area of low pressure to the north of us, and that trough digging down. It looks more like winter with that strong onshore flow. It is going to be cool, and temperatures will start to warm up a little bit as we go through the rest of the week. But for this weekend, a huge drop in temperatures. Inland valley temperatures drop as much as 20 degrees. Now around the nation, a few scattered showers down south. Still going to be warm, but not as warm in Houston and Dallas. Only 85 in New York. Denver today, 94 degrees, but the west is cool. All right, Hurricane Danielle, winds at 109. Moving north at 8 will continue to weaken down to a Category 1 from a Category 2 today and then dissipate. Then on its heels is Tropical Storm Earl with winds at 60 miles per hour, still well east-southeast of Miami, but will become a Category 1, then a Category 2, and then a major hurricane late into Monday into Tuesday, and get a lot closer to the U.S. than Danielle. That's the forecast there right now. Sunrise 6:21, setting at 7:18. Your high tide 11:37. Low tide will be just about 6 o'clock this evening. Strong rip currents at the beaches. If you're going to be heading there, it's going to be gray up until the early afternoon. Then partly cloudy skies. You will get a break and a little extra sunshine in the inland valleys, but with that strong onshore flow, temperatures will only be in the upper 60s along the coast and into the mid-70s through the weekend in the inland valleys, and we actually get cooler tomorrow. That coastal eddy kicks in that marine layer, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be extra thick, and so temperatures will drop to the low 70s in the inland valleys, and then we start to rise. High pressure rebuilds, and by midweek, we get back into the 80s. Still cooler, though, than what we typically find at this time of the year, because we should be starting to hit some scorchers out here in East County. And that's where my good buddy Shotgun Tom lives. Shotgun, KCBQ Radio. This is something, we're going to spin around here and give Bob Dilly a chance, because we're going to walk in here.
Right.
But from your heart, what is KCBQ?
Well, when I grew up as a kid here in San Diego, that was my rock and roll station. And I remember my dad used to, take me for a drive out to my aunt's house in Lakeside. And he listened to another radio station, but we'd go by Mission Gorge Road in KCBQ, and the station he'd listen to was just obliterated by the 50,000 watt signal of those 6 towers as you came over the gorge, and they're not there anymore. So what we're celebrating today with the monument out in front of where the towers used to be, that's Kohl's and Lowe's are there now. I believe in 2005 they took down the towers. But anyway, we're celebrating KCBQ, and there's a monument going up there, and it's absolutely free. We'd love to have people come on out. If you're a fan of the station, there'll be a lot of jocks that used to listen to. We got, as a matter of fact, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bob Dilly's showing some of these pictures here. This is from the 70s.
Yes.
And these guys are really, well, there's you. I mean, this is an amazing picture. Look at that. Look at your hair. What happened?
Well, that was in the 70s. We had longer hair in those days. And Rich Brother Robin is right next to me. He's going to be there. And also, newsman Lee Marshall, who, by the way, today is the voice of Tony the Tiger. He will be there. Now, it all starts.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
Tony
yeah.
the Tiger was from here, and he went.
Well, he was a newsman, and then he auditioned for the job, and he got it. What a great gig! Anyway,
look at this picture up here.
Okay.
This is the El Cortez. This is amazing.
Well, this is across from the El Cortez Hotel. This is about in 1960 when they had picture window studios, and that's where I and a lot of people in San Diego would watch their favorite disc jockeys, like Seamus Patrick O'Hara. There goes another black and white Don Ash. He used to broadcast from there. Shadow Jackson, Scotty Day, and it was just a wonderful time. Now, if you want to go inside the studio, I took this picture when I was 13 years old. Scotty Day, who was the program director at that time, was doing a school project on vocations, and I said, Mr. Day, I'd like to be able to get inside the studio, and he took me up, and that's how I got.
That's when you were spinning vinyl. Take a look at this down here.
I wasn't spinning. That was Bill Bishop, who, by the way, is the voice of Judge Judy. He's the announcer on Judge Judy. And you know what? KCBQ has, you alluded to the fact that KCBQ has connection with KUSI.
Yes.
Well, there was a gentleman by the name of Clinton McKinnon, and he wanted the call letters, he owned the station at the time, and he wanted the call letters KCBS. Well, they were already taken. So Clinton McKinnon decided, well, I'm going to change the last call letter to a Q, and that's how the Q came about, because of Clinton McKinnon. Then Clinton McKinnon sold to Lee Bartell. And by the way, his son, Richard Bartell, is going to be there today. It's just going to be a marvelous day. The time is 11:70 a.m. in the morning, which is 12:10 your time, and that's when it starts. But you can get out there at 11 o'clock. We've got chairs for you to sit down and just enjoy yourself. And a lot of jocks that you've listened to in the past will be there.
Let's show the photograph. This is the actual monument. This is going to be live. This is going to be in Mission Gorge, and
Yes.
you will be live during the dedication ceremony,
yeah.
and that's at 12:10, 11:70, but 12:10.
12:10, we got Mayor Randy Vopel, who's going to unveil it along with Jack Vincent, who's 92 and a half years old, the oldest KCBQ jock. We'd love to have everybody come on.
All right, now you guys, let's step outside for
Okay.
a minute. Let Bob Dilly. Oops, I'm sorry. I've got all the cable in there. This is a studio in itself. This is really amazing here. And by the way, Shotgun Tom has an incredible collection of microphones, but the one thing that separates him from everybody else is what's on top of his head. You are a huge star in the radio broadcast industry, but one thing that separates you is that very hat.
Well, it's a shtick, you know. Nobody else a Smokey the Bear hat, and that's how it started out at KCBQ. And it kind of just when I was host of the KUSI Kids Club for 12 years, I was using the hat, and it just kind of developed. And I'm glad people remember me for my hat and
When was the first time
my sound.
when was the
That's
first
a Bob
time you
one.
put it on?
Huh?
When was the first time you put your hat on?
It was.
What happened?
The jocks were trying to be different. So, one guy had spurs, one guy had a little hat, and I said, I love the park rangers, and so I'm going to wear a Smokey the Bear hat. As a matter of fact, I gave one of these hats to President Ronald Reagan in the Oval Office of the White House in 1987.
Did he put it on?
He did. Anyway, I have a bobblehead for you. As a matter of fact, there's a picture of Ronald Reagan on the back of the bobblehead box.
Shotgun,
Yes.
you are a gentleman. And by the way, you're going to be out there doing the dedication ceremony
Yes.
with one of the oldest radio personalities in San Diego.
Jack Vincent, who was there in 1958 when they built that transmitter out there. Lee Bartell put that thing out there. And again, we'd love to have everybody. You're waking up this morning, you're looking for something to do with the family, please come on out to Mission Gorge Road where Kohl's and Lowe's Hardware is today. That's where the transmitter used to be in 6 towers. And it's just going to be a lot of fun for everybody. And here's the best deal. It's free. You don't have to buy anything.
Doesn't get any better than that, you guys. We'll see you in a little bit.
Hey, Dave, we want to hear the sound, the famous sound, one more time.
The famous sound from Shotgun Tom Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
You better believe it, baby. 488 907 488 907. Can you dig it?
We dig it, baby. That was beautiful.
Okay, that was worth waking up.
That was. We're awake now.
really
Thank
is.
you.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, you guys.
All right.
It was a long night down at Petco Park.
Good morning, Dave.
Morning. Hey, you guys, I'm at a very, very special place. It's full of history, broadcast history. We're going to have that, plus your weather forecast coming right up. Good morning, San Diego.
This is Good Morning San Diego.
Good morning, everybody. I'm David Davis.
And I'm Lene Lewis. Today is Saturday, August 22nd.
Lots going on in this hour, but first let's go out right now to Dave Scott. He's joining us for a look at the forecast and so much more. Dave?
So much more, you guys, is absolutely right. In fact, the so much more is broadcast history, more than a half a century. We're at a very, very special place out here in East County. I won't tell you exactly where it is because it's someone's home. And you guys, something very special is going on in Santee today along Mission Gorge Road. You've heard about the radio station KCBQ. It's been around for more than half a century. Well, that radio station was taken down when a big shopping center was put in its place. And today they're going to have a dedication ceremony and they're going to put in a monument so that people will be able to remember the history of KCBQ.